All right, ladies and gents, we're going to take a look real quick at the Dr. Spencer case where him and his wife were killed, but the two children were left alive. Now, I think these people were saying they were shot. From what this is a new case that just happened here recently, and they were saying supposedly they were shot. Uh, People show up there. Police went to the property, but they couldn't. They didn't hear anything. Yada yada. The police left. They went there the first time, knocked on the door, didn't hear anything, but people went back there, uh, and they can hear the kids crying in the house. So very sad case, really is. But we're going to watch a little bit. We're going to start off with the old Vinny from Court TV. We're going to show a little bit of him talking about this case. There was surveillance video of somebody that was walking on the street. Whether they had anything to do with it, we don't know. We have no idea if these people had an alarm system on their house or cameras within the house or outside. We'll find out here soon. But let's start with old Vinny from Court TV. You heartthrob, all the women, they love Vinny. Every chat I go in there, oh, Vinny, Vinny, Vinny. Stole a lot of work from me, Vinny. But let's check out this video.
This was a happy couple. Everyone that has spoken about them talked about their personalities, bigger than life, and a couple starting a family in Columbus, Ohio. He's a dentist. She's a stay-at-home mom with the two little ones. And they've got what seems from the outside to be this amazing life, this journey that they're beginning, right? And it's the holiday season. And then the tragic scene inside of their home. Mom dead. Dad dead. Both shot and killed. And when you hear that headline, you're gonna think, oh, was there something we didn't know about this couple? Was there some murder-suicide thing that happened here? No. There's no weapon left behind. Somebody did this. And think about what they did, because the children survived.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have a choice on where to get your vehicle fixed. Choose.
All right, real fast here. That's going to play a key thing in this case, I think, is the children were left behind. Now, supposedly the kids were 4 and 6, or 4, and one of them was 4, and one might have been younger or whatever. But if these people were shot within the house, the kids are sleeping. I mean, if it happened that way, we don't know. We don't know when this murder took place. We'll have to narrow it down. We're new to this case. But I could say this much. If the kids are sleeping and the parents, a gun goes off in that house, the kids are going to hear it and wake up automatically. And what's going to happen? 9 out of 10 times, if kids are scared, they're woken up in the middle of the night. What do? They'll run to mom and pop's room, right? So there's a very good chance that these kids might have seen the killer, but and the killer leaving them behind, I think, will play a role in this case of what we're dealing with. You know, this killer must have had morals. You know, because if this was anything legit, or something other than legit, they would have. If this was some crazy man, there's no way he would have left the kids to survive. There's a chance these kids might recognize him or something. We don't know. All right, let's play a little bit more of this video.
The children were in the house at the time that their mother and father are killed by someone, and they're just left in the dark crying. Who knows for how long? Who knows what they saw, what they understood, what they'll remember about this. But their parents were stolen from them. Their lives have been drastically changed, and 2 young lives, this young couple, taken by a killer. But the question tonight is, what happened here? What happened to this family? Who is responsible? There was no sign of forced entry. There's no talk of things being taken from the home. Wasn't a home invasion. What happened here?
All right. No forced entry. So they didn't break in. So there's a good chance they knew somebody that did this, and they openly and free willingly let them into the house. Or whoever it was got into the house but didn't have to break the door down or something. A locksmith, maybe someone that had a key, maybe someone that knew someone that had a key or something. Don't know. It ain't nothing to pick up someone's keys these days. All you need is a second. If you got clay or whatever, make an imprint of it. That's that fast, folks. That's how fast it is, right? You set your keys down, you walk into another room, got to go to the bathroom, whatever, and all they have to do is pick up their key, make a clay impression of it, and boom, they have a key to your house. They go get it cut, shaped or whatever, and then they give it to somebody and they cut a key and boom. So we don't know the whole thing yet. Like I said, this is a new case. This guy supposedly was a dentist, ran the whole office and ran everything. And she was like a reporter or something. She did something also. They both had a business, or not a business, but a life. They were working parents.
Tonight, new developments, and I got to show you this. Video released from the police over in Columbus, Ohio. Video of someone from an alleyway close to the home. Unfortunately, when you watch this video, what you're going to see is not 100% clear. A lot of times these surveillance videos aren't. As a matter of fact, it reminds me so much of the Delphi video to a certain extent. But let's take a look at this. This is a person.
Aha. Delphi. We all been there. Can videos be cleaned up? Yes. And I don't consider this bad footage. They're like, well, it's not clean. It's pretty clean to me. Let's roll this.
Of interest. Again, it's dark, it's cold, hands in pockets, hood on, hat hunched over. But is that purposeful? Is the head down purposeful, knowing that there's cameras everywhere that you don't want to be seen? Well, this person has now been seen, and I'm wondering if anyone would recognize the person with that type of a walk, those type of clothes, who might be in that area.
And that's what we want to pay attention to, is his gait and his walk. Now, we know he's a pretty tall dude. And why I say that, as he walks past the garbage cans, his waist, his jacket line is about the same height as the garbage cans, plus the car he walks by, the trunk. You could see he's a taller guy. This ain't a short guy.
Area. They need to come forward. This is a person of interest and needs to be spoken to. Maybe 100% innocent, maybe 100% guilty, or may have some information.
All right. Now, these are them big garbage cans with the lids that flop open, you know. I'm like 5'7", and them cans are pretty tall. I mean, it's past my waist, you know. But as this guy walks by, it appears to be probably the same level, a little bit. The guy might be a little bit like his waist, his jacket line might be a little bit lower than the garbage can. Well, let's see as he walks past the car.
Information that could help investigators. Speaking of investigators, let me bring in a special guest, former homicide.
All right, as he walks past the car, he's definitely taller than the trunk, his waistline. So he's a taller guy. Let's take a look again. See what kind of gait. He don't have nothing wrong with his legs. His gait is pretty good.
Of the Delphi video to a certain extent. But let's take a look at this. This is a person of interest. Again, it's dark, it's cold, hands in pockets, hood on, hat, hunched over.
Them look like snow boots or work boots, possibly ankle high. You know them rubber boots, winter boots you get? They're like rubber in the front, but the rest of it's cloth. You know, like canvas or something. You know, they look like clown boots a little bit. They're bigger than really. That's what it looks like. Or maybe work boots or something, steel toe. Straight legged pants. Let's put this on slow motion.
What is that purpose?
All right, let's look at her. This is over in Ohio, which is like the next state over. Is he walking because he's with a hood on because he's trying to hide himself? Or is it just cold and he's got his hood on? It could be an innocent bystander. I'm looking for blood on his pants or anything. Not seeing anything. I'm not seeing no gun or anything. Now, here's a question I have. Now, this house is right next to another house. I mean, they're pretty close. The houses out there, they're real close to each other. I imagine somebody had to hear these gunshots go off. No, I was going to play another video, Miss ATS News's video, but I messaged her, but she never got back to me if it was okay to use her video. So hopefully she does, so we can take a look at it, because I wanted to listen to the police report or the police call because there was many people that called in numerous times to the police, and it sounded horrible. Now, I don't know that. Are them gym shoes? Them might be gym shoes. Now that he's in the light and you can really see it, it's possible. Let's see if we can move the footage a little more. And stop it and see if it's. Interesting. They appear to be winter, but then they appear to be like gym shoes or trail hiking boots or something. He ain't got no limp or nothing like that. Although I think he swings his. I think them are boots. I think them are one of them like rubber boots that are rubber in the front but canvas around the rest of them. Around the rest of it, they go about halfway up your shin, maybe a little lower than a shin. Maybe army boots, maybe, I don't know. It's pretty clear footage. It's just the lighting is off. We don't have enough light. Now, maybe one of the cameras around there also picked them up coming head on down that alley where you can actually maybe get a face or something. But we know this, we're not seeing a gun in any of this footage. Uh, and he don't appear to have a limp or anything like that. Although he does on his right side or left side, it seems like he lifts his leg up or his foot up a lot and like lands on his heel when he's walking, you know, but more pronounced or something. Now that might be the boots he's wearing. It might be icy. I noticed this when he picks his foot up and he's walking, it's like he slings it around. Instead of walking straight, it's like he swings his foot around before he steps. Pigeon toed or bow legged or something like that, or maybe it could be just because it looks like maybe it's icy. It's possible too. I think he's got boots on though or something because if you look in his calf back here, you can see how the pant leg comes down, but then it bulges out a little bit. The back of his calf. Now that could be a weapon. I don't think so, but it could be a boot. And that's why you're seeing that little bump in the back calf there. Right? He's got his pants over his boots. Interesting. All right, let's watch a little bit more. Or let's see if Vinny. Like I said, I'm waiting for Miss ATS to get back to me if I could use her video. I don't know. The guy looks like he's probably 5'9", maybe 5'10", maybe 6 foot, 5'11", somewhere in there. How tall are them dang garbage cans? They got to be every bit of 5 foot tall. All right, let's listen to this 911 call. Oh, let me fix the speed on this. All right, hold on a minute. Let's switch this over. Yo, Miss Fox, how you doing?
Because something awful happened to a happy young couple. They were savagely shot to death in their own home with their little kids still inside. This man or woman was captured by a doorbell cam in the early morning hours of Tuesday morning, December 30th. That's when someone murdered Spencer and Monique Tepe. It happened in the middle of the night. Their two little children, aged 4 and 1, were left to fend for themselves with their dead parents' bodies nearby.
The American people had a right to know that.
I'm going to break down everything that's going on.
We are fat.
Those kids are now in the care of relatives. Spencer was a respected dentist, and police ruled out murder-suicide like almost immediately. There was no way that that was what had happened in that house. So far, the gun remains a mystery. Police did not find it. And the weird thing is as well, they saw no evidence of a break-in, right? No forced entry, no smashing around. The murders actually were discovered by a friend who got so concerned when Spencer didn't show up for work. It was not like him. He was so reliable that within minutes of him not showing up, the calls were going into 911. So one of these friends went by the Tepe's house, and that is when all hell broke loose.
All right, that's kind of fishy to me. And why do I say that? Well, the guy don't show up for work, and within minutes of him not showing up to work, they call the police. Within minutes, well, he's not here. Call the police. Now, he might have had a record where he called if there was going to be a problem and he wasn't going to be there. He always called. He was responsible, from what they're saying. If he wasn't going to be there, he would have called somebody and let them know they weren't going to be there, or he wasn't going to be there, yada, yada, in advance. So that's also a key here in this case, because he don't show up, and within minutes of him not showing up, somebody's already on the phone saying something's wrong. Go to his house for a welfare check. That's interesting. To me it is. Now, it might be nothing. It just might be he was always at work on time, and if there was going to be a problem, he made sure everyone knew he wasn't going to be there. So that might have tipped him off. And if that's the case, hey, great for them for thinking, because most employers would have said, well, let's get the store open or the office open, and we'll try contacting him. And if we don't hear anything from him that day, then we'll call. But within minutes, they were already on the phone. All right, let's watch a little bit more of this.
Our friend wasn't answering his phone. We just did a wellness check. We just came here, and he appears dead.
Okay.
There's blood. He's laying next to his bed, off of his bed, and there's blood. I can't get closer to see more than that.
Okay, so you can tell he's obviously not breathing or anything?
Yeah.
Is it like kind of like huddle, like, does he look like...
It doesn't look huddled. I can't look.
Okay, all right, I understand.
Earlier on my News Nation show, I talked to Rob Misla. He is Spencer Tepe's brother-in-law. He's married to Spencer's sister. And I asked him specifically, among other things, about those kids and what those kids might have witnessed while they were still inside the home with the killer, and then afterwards with the bodies. I'm going to play you our conversation in just a second. But first, I just want to thank you so much for supporting this podcast. It is going to be a great 2026. I also want to thank my sponsors, because they really do make this podcast possible, like Simply Safe. This video is sponsored by Simply Safe. Protected.
Simply Safe on.
I love that with...
You hit it, listen, watch.
You can do that from anywhere. I love it. And with ActiveGuard, their AI monitoring is about $1 a day. And Simply Safe has been ranked best home security. simplysafe.com/drop.
There. It also...
Law. Rob, I am so sorry that we are meeting under these circumstances. Have you learned anything new tonight about who this potential person of interest might be?
No, unfortunately, I know just as much as the next person. I was told by a reporter about 10 minutes before this got posted that it was released by the police department. And, when I first saw it, yeah, I do think, suspicious looking person there. It also very well could be, somebody walking home drunk from a bar. But it's evidence nonetheless that hasn't been released until now. And it's good that they're kind of progressing through this.
Well, the key might be in the timestamp on these DoorDash videos of what time this guy was he right on time of the murders? When did the murders occur? We don't even know that. We'll have to wait and see what the autopsy says to figure out what time this happened. Now, this guy, there's no forced entry. So when you showed up there, were the doors open? Were they unlocked? That's my question. I mean, how does the guy get in and get out? I don't know. It'd have to be a key to get in. To get out, yeah, he could have locked the door behind him if it was a 2-lock system door. You know, he had a door handle and then a deadbolt. Could he walk out and lock the door behind him? Yep. Somehow he had a way in that house. Now, whether he was a friend, a family member, whatever, that showed up there earlier in the day before they went to bed, therefore they invited him in, co-worker, family member. What else you look at? Well, I hate to say it, we got to dig in to see if they were not cheating on each other. I know it sounds crazy, but you have to check into that, because let's say she had a lover and she decided not to leave her husband. The lover goes crazy and kills him. Well, maybe. You got to investigate all that. Was he cheating? And someone paid to have him killed or whatever? Maybe. Who knows? But here's the thing: they let the kids live. Now, whether he knew the kids were there or not, but I imagine if he shot these people more than 8 times, numerous gunshots, and how close them houses are to each other, someone had to hear something.
And this is right between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m., which is the window they say they believe that the shootings happened. Rob, do you?
Between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. Between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning is when they say these murders occurred, or this guy is walking down the street. Now, the one guy on panel could be right. It could be anybody. Walking home from a bar, walking to work, walking home from work. Just a crazy crackhead walking down the street at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's possible.
Or your family members have any idea who might have been capable of doing this? Did your family have any enemies? Did Spencer and Monique have any enemies at all that are known?
Not that I can speak on or know of. I know that they've had this massive community around him that they were just so well liked and admired by everyone. You can see in this picture that's kind of defines him. They were always smiling. They were always laughing. So it's really just unbelievable and shocking to all of us when we found out.
I find this guy very, very acting very. No, he just lost a family member, but he keeps looking away from the camera, looking down, looking away from the camera. Let's keep that as a memo, a record here in this chat. Now, another thing is who had an emergency key to the house? Did one of their friends have an emergency key to the house in case there was an emergency? They can get in. Did they have any pets where maybe the pet dog, cat watcher had a key for when they were gone? Did a family member have a key to check on pets if they were out of town or in case of emergency? Did a babysitter have the key? Did someone have a key other than that family to that house?
I still, a week later, still doesn't feel real. I can't believe I'm like here talking about this. So,
I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all. What do you know about the little kids? Spencer and Mo had two little ones. I mean, I think one is 1 year old, the other one is 4. Do you have any idea what they saw, what they experienced in that home?
You're ready.
Is that?
That
for you?
We do not. I know, they have met with some people to talk. It sounds like I can't really talk on any evidence, but we've had them with us for the past couple of days. They're with some other relatives at the moment, and they were just as happy and unfortunately unaware as they ever could be. But they're in loving hands, and even more people are coming by their side to make sure that they're taken care of. But yeah, it's just heartbreaking
Rob,
for them.
That's huge what you just said. It sounds to me like they did not see the carnage. This isn't going to be a lifelong memory for them. Were they spared even the visuals of what happened?
As far as I know, I don't think that they were. I don't think that they saw what happened, or at least I want to believe that with my heart. So,
yeah, or the aftermath. How has the communication been with the police? Have they been updating you? Are they helpful? Are you as in the dark as everyone else?
Personally, I have not been communicating with police, but somebody from the family, is kind of on that role. I just think, we understand that it's a process, and these things they take time. There's a lot of pressure, obviously, but they want to get it done right. And we're grateful for them for the work that they do. It's not easy, and it's sometimes, scrutinized very heavily, but we trust their process that they're going to get this right.
I just wanted to tell our audience, Rob, that we were just looking at wedding video. And as I understand it, this was video that you, as a filmmaker, shot and produced. I mean, it's beautiful. And it's just so hard to believe that we're having this conversation, seeing the stunning work that you put together for this beautiful day of theirs. I know I speak for my audience as well.
All right, folks. So I'm waiting. Excuse me. I'm waiting to see if I'm trying to find the 911 calls. Jesus save me. Let's see here. This is from yesterday. All right, hold on a minute.
So I just do the process.
A killer is still on the run a week after shooting a dentist and his wife with their kids nearby. Could this new enhanced video give some clues? And also included will be the enhanced version of all 911 calls in order in the dispatch.
Columbus Police, check 107.
All right, hold on a minute, folks.
Yes, I would like to ask for a wellness check on an individual at their home. This individual, Spencer, works with me, and he did not show up to work this morning, and we cannot get a hold of him or his family.
He didn't show up to work?
Correct.
See, I'm starting to get worried because I've been messaging ATS News, but she won't answer back. I wanted to see if I can use this video she just put out. Should we call the authorities? I don't know. Is it because she has a couple kids and she might be busy? Maybe. Miss ATS News, if you're watching, I was going to show this video you put out. I also put the description in the chat. I'm having a little troubles right now. Hold on, folks. I'm doing the best I can.
Okay. Does he have medical problems or?
No, and he's been reliable, and we cannot get in touch with him, his wife, his family, anybody that lives in that house.
Okay. So
There's
you're
two
in
kids in the
Florida.
home. I'm in Florida. I own the business. I was informed by my employees that he was not at work, and he runs the office. Have you guys received anything else, like calls about him or like a car accident or anything like that?
No, sometimes people just don't show up to work. I mean, maybe he's sick. I don't know.
I just know that he is the most, like, he is always on time, and he would contact us if there was any issues whatsoever. And I just don't know how else to say this. Like, we're very, very concerned because this is very out of character, and we can't get in touch with his.
All right. Right from the horse's mouth. It's out of character. That's why they called the police right away. And most people wouldn't. So thank God that someone did call the police within minutes of him not showing up. Very interesting.
Wife, which is probably the more concerning thing.
Okay, what's the emergency there? Police or medical?
Maybe both, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of doing the
We already
wellness.
had a call out there. They knocked on the front door and back door multiple times, and there was no answer.
Yeah, no answer. I can.
So police were at the house and they knocked on the front door, back door. There was no answer.
Your kids
inside, and I swear I think I heard one yell, but we can't get in. At this point, I don't know if I need to break the door in or just get in the house or what. So.
Okay, were you out there when the police was out there?
I wasn't. I just got here about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, all right, well, we'll send them back out to you.
Our boss did not report to work. We haven't been able to get a hold of him for 3 hours. We are on site and we can hear
Okay,
kids
I
inside.
just talked to somebody there.
Okay, I'm just making sure somebody called.
All right. So this is a worker that drove to his house and is already there. Before police go back out there, right? Because they were already out there once.
(911), what's the location of your emergency? Okay, we've got several calls on that. What's changed since the last person I talked to?
There's a body. There's a body.
There's a body inside?
Yeah.
All right, let's look and see what we can see on the house. Now, you see how close these houses are? Surely if there was rapid fire, 7 shots fired, 5 shots fired, unless it was a real small caliber weapon, but surely you would hear gunfire going off at 2 o'clock in the morning, anywhere between 2 and 5. Are we seeing any cameras? Are we seeing any ringtones or cameras in the front of the house? This is the front, I would imagine, front of the house. Did the guy make entry from the back alley, the backyard? I don't know. It's possible. Was the guy leaving? The video we're seeing, do we know he's leaving or coming to the house? Walking to the house? Folks, I posted in chat ATS news channels video. I'm feeling kind of weird right now. May Jesus help us solve the case.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me get you on the line with the medic, okay? Stay on the line.
There's a body. Our friend wasn't answering his phone. We just did a one shift. We just came here and he appears dead.
Okay.
There's blood. He's laying next to his bed, off of his bed, and there's blood. I can't get closer to see more than that.
Okay, so you can tell he's obviously not breathing or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it like kind of like huddle, like, you know, does he look like?
It doesn't look huddled. I can't look.
Okay. All right. Understand. Okay. And then when was the last time somebody spoke to him?
Yesterday, I suppose.
Yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
How old is he?
37.
37. Okay. Is he like a drug user or anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. Just because that's a really young age.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. All right. We're on our way.
Car saying they can hear kids inside. Thought you heard one of them yelling. Now we're getting another call saying there's a body inside. Esther receiving copy.
Who's saying there's a body inside?
Gusto is the best choice for small business payroll. It's fast.
All right, so that was Miss ATS News Channel's video, and you can hear the kids inside the house crying. How did they get in the house? Who broke the door down? Or did somebody show up there with a key to let someone in? Is my question. All right. I think we will be back once more footage is released and more info. Just happened a couple days ago, I think, didn't it? Or at least it broke on YouTube. All right. Debbie, you have any questions? Anything you want to say? Try and make it to an hour. It's horrible with the kids, screaming in the background and everything. It's horrible. Debbie said not too much. No, I don't blame you. It's pretty crazy. Who would want to do something like this? I don't know. The boss, the guy that owns the business, is the one that called right away, but he was not in town. He was in Florida. This happened in Ohio. You got people from the office calling and saying they're at their boss's house. Very interesting. Did any of them have an emergency key? Someone got into that house willingly. Whether they knocked on the door earlier in the day or that night and walked in with a weapon, they open the door, hello, and then boom, they make their way in. That's possible. But you're not getting in that house without a key or footprints or handprints on a window or something. No forced entry. Were there any open windows? When you got there, were the doors locked or were they open? They were closed, but were they open? People go to bed and forget to lock their doors. I know it's crazy, but I always, if I come home, I lock my door, whether I'm sleeping or not. But then you have to look at, did someone have a grudge? Who had a grudge? Were there any life insurance policies on the family? Who was in charge of them life insurance policies? Numerous questions. Was this just a random kill? I don't know. Maybe the guy was trying to get into houses, but the doors were locked. He stumbles upon this one. It's open. And he does what he does. anything else, Debbie? We're trying to make it to 1 hour.
Of the crime, then offer my analysis. Spencer Tepe was born in 1988 and lived in Columbus, Ohio. In 2012, he earned a bachelor's degree in biology and Spanish from The Ohio State University. In 2017, he graduated from that school's College of Dentistry with a Doctor of Dental Surgery. Spencer found work as a dentist with Stone Creek Dental Care in Ashland, Ohio, before taking a job at the Athens Dental Depot in Athens, Ohio, 75 miles southeast of Columbus. His round-trip commute every day was 2.5 hours. On January 30, 2021, Spencer married a woman named Monique, who was 2 years older than him. Monique had been married before. The couple had no children and divorced in 2017. Court records indicated the divorce was amicable and settled quickly. Spencer and Monique went on to have a girl and a boy. The family lived in a 2,500 square foot, two-story house at 1411. Trip commute every day was 2.5 hours. On January 30, 2021, Spencer married a woman named Monique, who was 2 years older than him. Monique had been married before. The couple had no children and divorced in 2017. Court records indicated the divorce was amicable. Monique had been married before. The couple had no children and divorced in 2017. Court records indicated the divorce was before. The couple had no children and divorced in 2017. Court records indicated the divorce was amicable and settled quickly. Spencer and Monique went on to have a girl and a boy. The family lived in a 2,500 square foot, two-story house at 1411 North 4th Street. This house has a detached garage in the rear, which faces an alley. Now moving to the timeline of the crime. On December 30, 2025, Spencer Tepe failed to show up at work, prompting his coworkers to contact the police at 8:58 a.m. for a welfare check. At 9:22 a.m., the police arrived at the Tepe family home on North 4th Street. After not getting
All right, I'm just looking for a camera in the house. And I'm not seeing it. Maybe a ringtone on the front door. I don't see no cameras up on the eaves.
an answer at the front door or the back door, the officers left. About a half hour later, colleagues and a friend arrived at the house. A man called 911 at 9:56 a.m. and said he could hear children inside the house and thought he heard one of them yell. The caller continued by saying, quote, "But we can't get in. At this point, I don't know if I need to break the door in to get in the house or what," unquote. The police were dispatched back to the house. At 10:03 a.m., prior to the police arriving, a friend who came by the family house called 911 with a troubling update. He said, quote, "There's a body. Our friend wasn't answering his phone. We just did a wellness check. We just came here and he appears dead. He's laying next to his bed, off of his bed, in this blood. I can't get closer to see more than that," unquote. The police arrived 1 minute later at 10:04 a.m. They found both Spencer and Monique dead in an upstairs bedroom. Spencer had been shot multiple times. Monique had been shot at least one time in the chest. They were pronounced dead at 10:11 a.m. The couple's 4-year-old daughter and 1-year-old son were unharmed, at least physically. The family dog, a golden doodle, was also unharmed. The police were able to determine that neither Spencer nor Monique was the shooter. So this was not a case where one of them killed the other before bringing an end to their own life. An intruder must have shot both of them to death. Spent 9mm cases were found at the scene, suggesting the killer used a semi-automatic pistol. The murder weapon
A 9mm is pretty loud.
was not located. There was no forced entry into the couple's house. A surveillance camera captured an image of a person walking in an alley near the Tepe family home. The police indicated this individual is a person of interest. The mysterious figure appears to be a man, although there is no way to know for sure. He was wearing a dark hooded sweatshirt and light pants. The man was walking with his hands in his pockets and at one point either touched his face or pulled down his hood. Maybe he was aware that being identified would be unwise.
Question.
Initially, the police were looking for any surveillance video from the public captured, but he was wearing a dark hooded.
If you look at this footage, there's lines going across this guy like it's either filtered or deliberately being blurred out. Now, we have blurrization of the film or the recording right here, but I think that's because you could see a driver's license, a plate on a car. So they blur it out here. He walks into it and it gets blurry.
Captured an image of a person walking in an alley near
the
Tepe family home. The police indicated this individual is a person of interest. The mysterious figure appears to be a man, although there is no way to know for sure. He was wearing a dark hooded sweatshirt and light pants. The man was walking with his hands in his pockets and at one point either touched his face or pulled down his hood. Maybe he was aware that being identified would be unwise. Initially, the police were looking for any surveillance video from the
his left or his right leg, his right foot or something seemed. Something with his right foot when he walks, like it's curved in or something, or
public captured between 12 a.m. and 9 a.m. on December 30, 2025. Later, they revised the request and narrowed the hours to the 3-hour window between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m.
I'm not really a cupcake, but I am super baked, thanks to Mood Can.
Mood is third-party tested, so...
Investigators believe the murders occurred during this time range, although they did not say why they believe that. There have been no reports about anything missing from the house, although one dispatch report included a reference to the 10 code 1041A, which is a robbery report. Dispatch codes can be preliminary. There have been no reports about anything missing from the house, although one dispatch report included a reference to the 10 code 1041A, which is a robbery report. Dispatch codes can.
All right, so somebody said there was a 1040, which is a robbery. There was a report of it. Did it come from that house?
Be preliminary, misclassified, or corrected later. The use of this code does not definitively point to a robbery. At the time I am making this video, the investigation into the murders continues. Now moving to my analysis. Here are my thoughts on a few areas that stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. The double homicide of Spencer and Monique Tepe is a very mysterious case. There are many unanswered questions. Here are just a few examples. What was the motive for these murders? Who would want to kill this couple? Was this a random attack or were they targeted? A doorbell camera was mounted next to the front door of the family home. Did it capture anything? There was a police camera a few hundred feet away from the house on a telephone pole.
All right, police camera. And that was a ringtone video. Did he come in through the front, leave out the back, take the alley out of there? Or did he come in from the back, leave from the front? Did he come in the back and leave out the back? Did they have an alarm system in their house? And did that alarm system show all doors were locked? Did they leave a door open accidentally, forget to lock it? The guy walks in, and before they know it, he kills them and walks out. Well, anything's possible.
Did this camera catch a glimpse of the killer? A sign in front of the house indicated that a security system was installed. People often use signs like this, even without an active security system, as a deterrent. But if there was a system, why didn't it sound an alarm when the killer entered the house? The police found the family golden doodle unharmed. Did this dog bark at the perpetrator? Maybe the dog did not bark because the perpetrator was known to the dog. Item number 2, there was no forced entry into the house, which leads to a few possibilities. The killer made entry through a door that was unlocked. How would he have known the door was unlocked? Was he just lucky and happened to find an unlocked door on the house that he wanted to target for murder? The killer may have had a key. If this was the case, how did he get the key? Was he a close friend to the family? Or the killer may have been let into the house. This seems unlikely given that Spencer and Monique were found dead in an upstairs bedroom. Did one of them let the perpetrator into the house, then return to the bedroom before being shot to death? That doesn't really make any sense. Item number 3, the video of the person of interest does not reveal a lot of helpful information. The man appears to be of normal height, normal build, he has a normal gait, and he is wearing regular clothing. Was the video captured before or after the murders? If it was captured before, then it is not particularly useful. However, if it was captured after, the video tells more of a story. Robbery probably wasn't the motive because the man was not carrying anything. He did not even have a backpack or other type of bag. The man was not running, which is consistent with being calm under pressure. Item number 4, the killer left multiple spent 9mm cases at the scene, which was extremely unwise if his objective was to escape justice. The cases reveal the type of ammunition that was used and can be matched to a firearm if the murder weapon is ever recovered. Furthermore, the cases could contain DNA or fingerprints. If the killer planned the crime for some time, a revolver would have been a much better choice because it does not leave cases behind. This makes it seem like the killer used a weapon he just happened to own or did not understand the liability created by leaving cases behind. Item number 5, it is unusual that a killer would desire to murder both members of a married couple, especially if the couple did not have any unusual romantic connections to outsiders. There is no evidence that Spencer and Monique did. A much more likely scenario is that the killer was only targeting one of them. Spencer was shot multiple times, whereas Monique was shot at least once. The phrase "at least once" could of course mean multiple times, but it is reasonable to believe that Spencer was shot more times than Monique. He was probably the killer's target. Monique was killed simply because she was a witness. Item number.
Well, maybe she was just a witness, or maybe someone had it out for Spencer and he got the blunt of it, right? Their anger wasn't pointed so much at her, but towards Spencer. Now, it could be Spencer put up a fight. He was shot multiple times or whatever. That's possible. Casings left at the crime scene. Well, this guy's right. You can get fingerprints, DNA, from just loading weapons. Numerous things. This video was just released, I believe, an hour or two or so. So, very well. Could be something like that. Check out and see if there were any robberies or break-ins in that area. If there were any other murders and 9mm casings left. Is it a high crime neighborhood? And did this guy just get lucky and the door was open and he... No, I don't know. Very interesting. All right, we are at 1 hour. Well, we're past that. We will do more videos on this once we get some more intel. I want to thank Debbie and everyone for stopping in. I posted in this ATS News' channel and chat in the description. Go check that out. And I think I'm going to end this video. You folks have a good night. I might be back with more here in a little while. Talk to you later.